Welcome to our latest Swampcast. Pat Dooley and Robbie Andreu from the Gainesville Sun. We are here in the Gainesville Sun Ocala Star Banner newsroom where we are getting ready for Florida, Georgia. And of course, Robbie, you've been to a few of these games, I think.
Yeah.
Somebody asked 36. Yeah. I added mine up the other day.
See, somebody asked me the other day. I've never really sat down and added it up, so it's been a lot.
Let's do it now.
Dating back to being a kid. No, we don't have time for all that.
You know, my favorite Florida, Georgia game was '95 up in Athens because, first of all, it was Athens, which is a great town. They cleared the stadium out, and then, of course, the Braves won the World Series that night.
That does seem like a long time ago.
Wow.
After the year your team went through.
Yeah, well, we don't field the team anymore in Atlanta. But Florida, Georgia this year, certainly a lot of talk about the celebration last year. And I keep getting this question, Robbie, on radio shows and people asking me, and when I go speak to people, what's Florida going to do to retaliate? And I keep telling them the same thing. I think they're going to try to win the game.
Yeah, that's the best revenge. And, you know, somebody said, what's the big thing that they've got planned? And I go, you know, they're going to make a big deal out of it. I go, they already have. It's been motivation through the offseason. That's the big deal. It's done now. And like Urban Meyer said the other day, it's old news now.
I think
go play the game.
Go play the game and go sing the alma mater and the fight song with your band and go home. Very happy, I think is the best thing. Now the question is, can they do it right?
Yeah, and back to celebration, Pat, Urban Meyer said how this team is so professional. They're not going to just drop that now and do something stupid, I don't think. I think they're going to play as hard as they can, try to win the game.
Although the point's been made to me, if they're so mature, why doesn't he let them talk?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, but
he does. They say no comment.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
Yeah, but it's the way it is. You know, I understand what he's doing there. Let's get to the game, though, Robbie. To me, there's a million matchups you could look at, but one of the big ones, A.J. Green, Joe Hayden, out there at that one spot when they play man-to-man. You know, Joe Hayden's had a great year. He's been very solid, blocked a kick, had a couple of big picks. Can he stop A.J. Green?
Yeah, I think he has to kind of contain him. Green is a guy that's going to make plays in traffic. He's fast, but he's also going to make diving catches, things like that. But it's one of those key matchups, Pat. You know, Florida got burned on the big plays a year ago. They can't do that this year. They've got to keep Marino from running wild and then prevent getting the ball thrown over their heads like they did last year.
Well, and that's what I wrote about for Saturday's paper. I mean, when you think about it, you want to stop Moreno, which means put extra guy in the box, but then that means your guys on an island playing your cornerbacks covering talented wide receivers. You don't know how much Janoris Jenkins is going to play against Massaquoi, and they've got some other guys. So it's a defensive, I don't want to say nightmare, but it's going to be very difficult for Florida to handle Georgia defensively.
Yeah, it's a great balance. And Marino, not only does he make people miss, but you've got to tackle well. Florida was awful tackling last year, so that was a major contributor to the downfall of the defense a year ago. So, you know, I think they're going to be more fundamentally sound. They're going to have a better chance to slow them down. You know, can they do it though? We'll see.
Well, and we've talked about it all week. I don't really have a real strong feel for the game. I picked Florida basically because it seems like they're going to have something. They're going to have extra motivation, maybe some plays we haven't seen. I don't know what. I just find it hard to believe they won't be prepared to play. But they're two very talented teams, have recruited well, they've played well, they've executed well all season. They have great coaches, great coaching staffs, and it's a stadium split right down the middle.
Yeah, it's a great matchup. I kind of have the feel that I had before the LSU game that Florida was going to win, and that's just kind of the way I feel about this one. I can't
51-21?
Well, not the score. I'm just saying as far as the winner of the game, I just have a feel it's going to be Florida.
That's the headline on Gatorsports.com. Andreu says 30-point win for Gators. I picked it close, and I think it's going to be close, but it'll be fun. You know, I wrote this earlier in the week, Robbie. To me, it's the biggest Florida-Georgia game ever. I've had some people don't agree.
It's definitely one of the biggest.
It's right up there at any rate, and we'll see what happens.
Great atmosphere, but we miss it because it's closed in up there.
We don't get much atmosphere in a closed-in press box. That's like I said. The media is the only guys who could park for free, get into the game free, eat free food, and complain. But that's what we do.
It's our job.
It is. It's our job to complain. Well, we won't be complaining when we're watching this game, though. It's going to be fun. I know everybody's going to be excited. We'll see how the Gator offense, if they can keep it going. What is it, 14 points?
They're just on a roll,
Yeah, last two games. Of course, some of that special teams and defense. But, you know, Robbie, I know you're writing this story. Tim Tebow. Georgia hasn't seen Tim Tebow yet.
No. They saw a guy last year that stood in the pocket, couldn't move around. They didn't even let him run the ball.
Yeah.
He got sacked 6 times, minus 15 yards rushing. You're not going to see that Tim Tebow on Saturday.
I think you can see a fired up Tim Tebow, that's for sure. And we'll see some fired up fans on both sides as well. Next time we see you, it'll be after the Florida-Georgia game. We'll know who won. It'll all be over. And for one team, their season's pretty much over, which is part of what makes this so big, Robbie.
It's huge for both teams.
I mean, the loser of this game's out of the BCS and pretty much out of the East. There's almost no way they're going to come back. So it'll be playing out the string, but we'll see what happens. We'll see you live from, or not live, but taped. What is it called? Filmed.
And it's not the Gator Bowl anymore either.
The Gator Bowl?
Yeah.
No, it's Jacksonville Municipal Stadium. They can't find anybody to buy the rights to the name. That's just sad. I can't even call it that. I'm just gonna say in the old Gator, new Gator Bowl, whatever you want to call it. Well, we'll see you then. Until then, with so long from the Sunshine State.